The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. This is our expert. This is very unusual for me because we usually secure experts by areas in the country. I wanted our listeners and viewers to hear this because of what it's done in my life. And this is one of the very few shows that I wanted for the whole country. So no matter where you're at, you want to sit back, you want to take notes. My opening is a little bit longer for this because it has affected my life. And then I'm just going to turn it over to her and let her talk for the rest of the showtime. I want to start off. I had a major snoring problem. And of course, when people would tell me I'm snoring, I denied it. I was embarrassed. But I had a snoring problem, and I finally did something about it. And I had to go to a sleep clinic, and I was put on a CPAP machine. Now, I had tried everything, the tape on the nose. Anything new that came out, I was trying, because I learned that when you have sleep disorders, it is very harmful to your health, extremely. And the more I researched it and found out I have to take care of this, so I went with the CPAP. Yes, it made me stop snoring, but can you imagine sleeping at night with a mask on your face or nasals? It is the most uncomfortable thing. I felt like I had a hole in my backyard and they told me to fill it up, but don't create another hole. I had a whole nother problem. About 2 years ago, I hooked up, and I'm telling you something, the Lord brought this woman to me. We hooked up. She told me she had a technique that she developed. I didn't believe it because I'd been through this before and been let down. But I said, I'm going to try it because she's going to be on her show. And I'm telling my audience a technique that if you snore, it's going to get you to stop. And you know what? She never said 100%, but she did say, I think it was 93%, which is amazing. And sure enough, after 2 weeks, which was about 3-4 months ago, I have not had to use my CPAP machine. It is a miracle. Her techniques work. Let me introduce you to, in my eyes, the greatest woman out there. Good morning, Janet Bennett.
Good morning, Steve.
How about that one?
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I don't deserve that, but
you do.
No, you did the work. So, but it wasn't a lot of work, was it? It wasn't hard to do this, was it?
No, it was nothing.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. So I'm so glad to be here. My name is Janet Bennett, and I'm a speech pathologist, and I have been for many years. And I've always had a private practice in the Asheville, North Carolina area. And one day in 2003, I was treating a 14-year-old football player. Now, this football player had a tongue thrust, and a lot of you may not know what that is. Whenever a lot of people swallow, their tongue pushes the back of their teeth, and that's why sometimes people have buck teeth that stick out, or it comes between your teeth, and those people have what's called an open bite, and they can't close their teeth together. Anyway, so we just have to teach people how to swallow in a different way so their tongue doesn't interfere with the teeth. Okay, so I have a 7-week program with different tongue exercises. And like I said, this was 2003. So he was on his 3rd lesson. He came to my office, and his mother stuck her head in the door, and she said, "Janet, what are you doing to Adam?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, he's always been the loudest snorer in the world. He rattles our windows at home." That's scary. That's loud. Anyway, and so she said, "And now he's not making a sound." So I was shocked. I didn't know that much about snoring. So I looked at Adam and I said, "Tell me more. What's going on?" And he said, "I'm not snoring. I'm sleeping better. I'm able to concentrate better in school. I'm getting better grades." And then he said, "And I run faster." Okay, so the running faster got my attention more than the snoring. So I got on the internet, and I just knew that when I put in there treatment to stop snoring, I just knew that I was going to find that people were doing tongue exercises. It was so easy. And I thought, surely I can't be the only one that knows about this. Well, I think I was, because I didn't find any reference to tongue exercises. Now, that was 21 years ago, but it still shocked me. Anyway, so what they wanted to do was put a CPAP machine on you. Now, if you snore long enough over the years, and your mouth might start opening more and more as you're sleeping, and your tongue will gradually, the entire tongue will fall down and block your airway. See, when you snore, your tongue just blocks part of the airway. But as you keep doing this, one day it could block your entire airway, and that's when you stop breathing, and your significant other one is shaking you and telling you to wake up, wake up, wake up. And we do have a part of the brain that most of the time works and wakes us up. And this is the way you're going to wake up. You're going to snort and
Yes.
be startled. Now, you listeners, viewers, think about your routine sleeping. A lot of you have felt that happen. That is a sign of sleep apnea. Okay? So you need to go to your sleep doctor. But anyway, snoring does, not all people who snore have sleep apnea. Okay, so what they want to do is you go to a sleep doctor, and if you have sleep apnea, they'll put a mask and a CPAP machine on you. There are lots of different kinds, and I don't know all of the different kinds, but none of them are fun. I do know that. The other thing they might do is break your jaw and pull it forward so that your airway's bigger, so that when your tongue does fall down, maybe it won't fill up the entire airway. That's the only thing I can make out of that one. Okay. The other thing is they got this idea that the uvula, that's that thing that hangs down in the back of your throat, the uvula is probably causing the problem. So let's lop it off. So they did that to a lot of people, and the pain I heard about was just horrible, and it never worked. They kept snoring. And so I was really fascinated when I read this. It changed my life when I could say, "Oh my goodness, I have tongue exercises that help people stop snoring." And it's easy, it's harmless, it's quick. And I got excited, and I've been excited every day since 2003 about this. See, I keep waiting for anybody to tell me, "Janet, your program is no good. It does not work. How crazy is this?" But
Don't you
and
listen to that.
I promised that I would stop pushing my program if anyone told me that, but no one has ever told me that. So I keep going. Okay. And it's good. More and more people are being helped by it. And I want to say this, whenever you about our body, there are three major functions, if you will, that must be working correctly to make us have good quality life. And one of them is sleeping. So if you are snoring, that means you're breathing through your mouth. It means you're not getting into REM sleep. It means your body's not making nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, let me get my cheat sheet here. I want you to Google that. It's a gas that our body makes, but if you mouth breathe, you can't get access because that gas is made up here in the sinus area. But nitric oxide, it helps your immune system fight infections. It allows blood vessels to dilate. It decreases blood pressure. It regulates bladder function. It improves your ability to absorb oxygen. It does a lot of things at night while you're sleeping, but if you can't get access to it, you miss all that good stuff. So you're going to wake up tired with a dry mouth and sleepy all the time and just not functioning well. So that's sleeping. The other thing is swallowing. A lot of people complain that they've got something stuck right here in their throat. And what that is, well, I'll tell you a backstory on that first. Years ago, I don't know how many years ago, quite a while, women, mainly women, would go to their ear, nose, and throat doctors or otolaryngologist and tell them something's stuck right here. And so they would put that little thing down your nose with the camera and look at your vocal cords. And they said, no, we don't see anything. Everything looks good. Yeah, but doc, I know, I feel it right here. No, there's nothing wrong. So the doctors were calling it globus sensation and would refer the
What do they
client
call it?
globus, globus, globus sensation. And they would refer these people to a psychiatrist
Oh,
because the doctor,
no.
really, the doctor couldn't see anything. She
Right.
must have this all in her head, or she or he, both men and women experience it. Fortunately, over the years, well, I don't know. I don't know how all of this evolved, but I do know when someone starts my exercise program, that feeling is one of the first things that goes away. And it's because they're learning how to swallow stronger and harder. Okay, you think about it. If you're swallowing a piece of steak, you've chewed it up, you're swallowing it, and your tongue maybe is pushing your teeth, or it's just a weak, slow swallow. It makes sense that something might just get stuck on the way down, because when you swallow correctly with your tongue pushing off from the roof of your mouth, you have more oomph to push it right down um, into your esophagus. And that way it doesn't feel like anything stuck. Okay, so that's number two. We've got sleeping, we've got swallowing, and then finally we've got breathing. It goes back to the snoring. When you snore, you are breathing through your mouth. Now, when we see pictures of people snoring, their mouth is usually wide open, right? It's like, their tongue's hanging out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to, you don't have to look that way or have your mouth open very wide at all to snore. You can, and some people say, well, I sleep on my side, so I'm okay. But some people, when they sleep on their side and maybe they put their hand right here, it can easily open up a corner of the mouth and they don't know it, but they're sleeping on their side. So they think they're fine. And they may be, okay? But it only takes just a small opening to allow you, and you get in the habit of breathing through your mouth. So then when the person starts to eat something, they're finding, they might smack their lips a little bit. And sometimes when they're chewing, they may think, oh, I don't think I'm going to have enough air. in my nose to keep chewing this food. I've got to take a breath and breathe in through the mouth. So parents out there whose kids smack their mouth and chew with their mouth open, I know it sounds terrible, it looks terrible, and you want your kids to be proper and prim and all that, but you need to check on that and see if they really are just mouth breathers. If so, they can learn how to breathe through their nose and stop, you know. Anyway, so give them a break until you get them fixed. So we've got breathing. You will be trained to breathe through your nose. Sleeping, you will be trained to not snore. And swallowing, you will be trained to swallow correctly so that you don't have a whole host of problems. So my program is 7 weeks long. It is online because that day in 2003, I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. I thought, how in the world am I going to treat everybody? At least 50% of it's higher than 50%. Okay, but I'm going to go easy on it. So 50% of the people, and I didn't want to train the trainers. I didn't know what I was going to do. Okay. I mean, I was quick to say, I'll just treat them one by one, But anyway, so what I've done is I have created a program on the internet, online, and it's seven lessons long. And each lesson has different tongue exercises, tongue and lip exercises. And you are going to train your tongue to get stronger. I want to interject this. A lot of people in your situation, snoring, mouth breathing, the tongue is like way too wide for the mouth. Okay. So we have to do something about the wide tongue so that it fits in there better. So we'll make your tongue skinnier. And so you are going to have tongue exercises and lip exercises to practice 2 times a day. It'll take 10, 15 minutes at the most. I have everything online. You can watch me do them. I'll do your exercises for you. It's all right there. I wanted to make sure that anyone who can read and or hear me can do this program without me if necessary. I love to treat people on Zoom, so that's okay. But it's very simple, and it's at www.correctmytonguethrust.com. And also on TikTok, I am the tongue thrust lady on TikTok. So you can learn a lot more about this. But a lot of people, whenever they wake up with a dry mouth, they don't realize that that's because they've been mouth breathing. A few other things, if we've got time here, a few other things. Do you wake up tired? If you're in bed for 7 or 8 hours, there's no reason that you should be waking up tired. So check and see. Maybe you've got some drool on your mouth, or maybe if anybody's sleeping with you, they can let you know if you're snoring. If they say you snore, believe them.
Yeah.
Don't tell them they're lying because they're not going to make that up.
Janet, you know what I've learned? I want to interject this because I went through it. You know, you've got this incredible program. You did a test study, and your percentages success rate were amazing. But if they were like me, a guy who tried everything and nothing worked, um, it's tough. They're going, well, I've tried everything. I've got
I
to tell
know.
people her her work works. It worked on me. I mean, for me not
Right.
to ever have to put that mask on again. And
Right.
it's been
Thank you,
about
Stan.
4 months.
Okay.
It's
See, so
amazing.
thank you. I understand that because when I stop and think about it, I think, are you telling me that doing tongue exercises can make me breathe better, swallow better, and sleep better? Get out. I understand that, but this is so inexpensive and so easy And it can happen to you within 7 weeks. You can stop
Yeah.
snoring and you can start sleeping better. It's worth trying. And I do give a 60-day money back guarantee. And over all of these years, because this has been available since 2003, I've had less than a handful of people return the program to me.
And I
Okay.
wonder if they even really gave it a fair shot.
Well, a lot of them didn't. And to this day, we still get emails from people who say, I bought your program years ago. I stuck it on a shelf. At the time, they were getting something in writing, because that was 21 years ago. It's all electronic now, but they say, I don't know, I don't remember my password. Can you please? I'm ready to start it now. I promise I'll do the exercises, blah, blah, blah. And so we always reset it. It's always available. You will never lose access to the program that you purchase. Oh, and with that program, you are going to get the best thing ever. Because do you know anything that can make your tongue skinnier? Besides, there are doctors out there who will shave the sides of your tongue. But if you don't want to do that, I invented a tongue stick. Easy peasy. You stroke the sides of your tongue in a special way. You learn how to do an isometric exercise with the stick and your tongue, and it will strengthen your tongue. It will make your tongue more toned. And the reason that's so important is these exercises are going to teach you how to keep your tongue on the roof of your mouth right now. All of you listeners and viewers, where's your tongue in your mouth right now? I bet a lot of you have your
Mine's
tongue
on
laying
top.
on the bottom. Yours is on the top now, Steve, but before it was on the bottom.
Always.
Okay. Or
Mhm.
pushing the back of your teeth. So you will be trained. You will get in the habit of it. At first, when you're learning a new habit, you've got to repeat, 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 repeat. If you do it one day and skip 3 days and do it one day and skip 5 days, that you will be 110 before you might start doing it the new way. So just bite the bullet, do the exercises, and you can have it all done in 7 weeks. Some other
Janet, we've
things.
only got a couple minutes. Let's give
Okay.
everybody how they can reach you.
Okay. My phone number, I will answer you. If it goes to voicemail, I'll call you back. 828-273-9888. My email address, I want you to use author at correctmytonguethrust.com. What else? I will email you back. I've got a website, www.correctmytonguethrust.com. Probably if you just put my name, Janet Bennett, in Google, you'll find it. Okay. But it's really easy. You get it immediately. You push that buy now button, and that night, you are going to start doing lesson 1, and it is going to start training your tongue to live on the roof of your mouth. That's why you've got to have it skinnier. So I will send you your own personal tongue stick when you purchase the program. If you prefer to work with me, you contact me and I can consult you on that. Okay.
Janet will be with us. She'll be with us every month. We're getting cut out. Janet, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Janet
You're welcome.
Bennett.
Have a good day.
And that's
Bye.
it for us today. We'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts. Thank you, Rebel.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.